Hey community, this is Dr. Hugh, and I have another webinar. And what I'm going to go over today is a client that was floxed, hurt by the class of medications, the fluoroquinolones, and we also discovered that he actually had mold in his body too. So this really is just going to be about his mold test. We did 3 tests, and you're going to see kind of what happened with his mold, where he is at with things, and how much better he actually got. Now, this is my clinical experience on this. Is most people have mold. There's 2 things that are going to never die on planet Earth. One is going to be cockroaches, and 2 is going to be mold. Now, what I found clinically over 10 years of experience is if someone has mold exposure, whether that's current exposure or a past exposure. Now, people can have past exposures from 10 or 20 or even 30 years ago, and the mold is sitting in their body, right? It's in their gut, it's in their lung. Those are the mold, like kind of the mold spores are in there. Now, when someone takes antibiotics, fluoroquinolones, Cipro, uh, levofloxacin, what that is that's like an atomic bomb going off and really irritating the mold. So this is why I created these pictures right here. If you have ever kicked a bee's nest, you know what's going to happen. You're going to be running really, really quickly. I did that when I was a kid. I actually kicked a bee's nest and I got stung like 10 times. So this is my analogy, is if you have mold and you take these antibiotics, what happens is the mold gets scared. Now it's under attack. So what the mold does, it actually will start to produce its mold spores. And the mold spores are what are very toxic to human beings. And if you're taking an antibiotic, you're probably taking it for some kind of health condition. So your body's already susceptible to damage. So clinically, what I've found is when you have mold and you take antibiotics, the mold wants to go in a protective mode, and it starts producing more and more of the spores, and that's where the toxins are actually at. So this is one of my clients right here. So you can see here, he came in, he had blurred vision, feeling weird, weird feeling of bladder problems, and also tremors when laying down. And he's just looking to get some more answers with being damaged. So we did a full protocol, functional medicine protocol, and then we did mold testing. So I never do mold testing right out of the chute unless a client knows for certain, yeah, I've had mold exposure, I know I'm full of mold. Then we'll do it right away. What I like to do is I like to do protocols for 4 to 6, maybe 8 weeks and see how someone is moving along. And if we're coming into some kind of difficulty and I don't feel the case is really moving the way it should, then we're going to do some mold testing. And this client right here, he wanted to do some mold testing. I thought we were moving in a fairly good direction, but he wanted to make sure all the bases were covered. So we did a mold test. Okay, so you can see right here, the date of this is August 18th, 2024. Now, this test right here is through Great Plains, and this tests a variety of molds. This tests like, I don't know, must be like 25 or 30 different molds. And the cool thing is this is through urine. Now, why do you want to check mold through urine? Because the concentration of anything in the urine is much, much more concentrated in the urine than the blood. Now, why is that? Because the kidneys filter out everything, right? So if it's in your blood and then it's filtered through your kidneys into your urine, the urine is much, it's more highly concentrated in the urine. So this is why you want to do these tests in urine and not blood. You can't find this stuff in blood. So in here we found three molds right here. So we found aflatoxin, and anything in the red area there is high, right? Then we found ochratoxin right here, which is 25. Pin the needle on this right here. So when you look at this range right here, you can see the range, and then anytime like you really like pin the needle, that's really bad. And then mycophenolic, this is all high here. Okay, so this test was done August 18th, 2024, and then we basically rechecked it. So this is test number 2, and you can see this is November 4th, 2024, so we're talking about, what, maybe 3 months here? Now, you can see here, the mycophenolic right here isn't even on the lab, so that's been eliminated. That's not even, it's in the green area here. Then look at the ochratoxin here, which was at 25.4. We got that down to 11. Now check this out. This aflatoxin here actually went up a little bit. It was 5.9, and then it went to 10.7. So what can happen is sometimes these molds, as you start to pull them, can actually increase, because if it's in your tissues and you start to use a protocol to pull molds out, then you're pulling molds out, and then they're going to be in your blood, they're going to be in your urine at a higher amount. So sometimes that is possible. So this is why if you have mold and you do these mold tests, that you really need to check these tests to make sure that you're moving in the right direction. Okay, so that was test number 2. That was November 4th, 2024. And then here we just did another one, is May 4th, 2025. So May 4th, 2025. And check this out. Look at this. Aflatoxin, non-existent. It's not even registering. Ochratoxin right here is 6.11. And what was it initially? It was 25.41. And then we have mycophenolic right here, and that's 0. So this was over what we're talking. The initial one was August 18th of 2024, and then we did a final one, which is May 4th, 2024. So we're talking about 9 months. So anytime that we are talking about mold, this just doesn't automatically get pulled out. You have to go gentle. You don't want to start very aggressively, because most of the clients that I work with are very fragile, right? So you got to go very gentle, and you can't jump into things too quickly. But this person is completely better, healed up, and you just have to get on a cellular level. There's too many people that are getting damaged in the medical system. If you're watching this video, you've probably been damaged yourself. You've probably been blown off. You're probably told it's all in your head. It's crazy. There's nothing we can do. I want to let you know there is hope for you. There is hope for you to get better. So if you like this video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my station, and you can always schedule a Zoom call. I help people all over the world actually through Zoom. And somewhere in this video description, there's going to be a link to my website where you can schedule that. So with that being said, remember, is where there is help, there's hope. Take care. Bye-bye.